Hi, back with more video this week. No more comfortable, but we're not going to get comfortable unless I do it. So, as I mentioned last week, I think one of the things I'd like to do is share with you some of the influences in my life, so you can kind of see where I'm coming from. And I'll start a couple generations back, actually. My grandfathers. My grandfathers were best friends. They lived in northern Illinois, farm country, rural. They were both farmers until later in life when things were a little tougher physically and economically. Farming is a scale game, and these were small farmers. So when they stopped farming, my mother's father went to work driving a truck for a plumbing supply company, and my father's father became a janitor at a high school in Durand, Illinois. My grandparents were not wealthy. In fact, my father's father, when he passed away, had more debts than assets. And interesting story, my father went to the landlord. My grandfather's rent was about $45 a month. And he was about a year in arrears when he passed. And so when my father went to make good on the debt, the owner of the property told him that that was not his business, that the rent was between his dad and the landlord. And when my father was perplexed by that, the guy said, "Look, we don't throw old dogs out in the street." So that was Northern Illinois farm country. You took care of your neighbors because you didn't really have a lot of people around, and that was your community. And so I share that information as a way to kind of say that both my parents grew up poor. Family was important. Community was important. Hard work was important. These are all things that rural people know well, and they were not. These were simple people. There was not a lot of great sophistication. They didn't travel much, if at all, really, not until much later. But that's kind of the foundation of my family. That's where my people come from, and a lot of those values were passed on from my grandparents through my parents and on to me. So we'll explore some more next week, but that's a good starting point, I think.